Hi, in this video I'll show you how to score a game on SoccerShift using player stats. In this example I'll be doing an outdoor soccer game. So once you're in the scoring interface you'll be on the roster tab. The first thing you want to do is roster your players. So there's two ways you can do this. You can check off the players one by one, like this, or you can just check them all and it'll check all the players. And then you can uncheck players if you like. As soon as you roster a goalie, the first goalie rostered will be put in the starting goalie section here. If you roster multiple goalies, then you can check the box and you can change it if you like. You can change the starting goalie. You can also change a player's number. So by default it takes the number that was added for that player on the team, but if a player is playing with a different number, then you could change that for that game. But it keeps the number that was originally added under the team. You notice these green dots here. These dots means that it's been saved. So initially when you check off a player, it's orange and then it turns green. So anything orange is pending a save, and then once it's green, it's saved. If you want to add a player, you can scroll down to the very bottom, and there's add buttons for both sides. Now you may not see this. If you don't have permission, if your league doesn't allow you to add players, you won't see these buttons, in which case you're not allowed to add players, but if you see the buttons, then you can, so you can click add player. There's three kinds of players. There's an active player, which is just a regular member of the team, a full-time player. There's a spare player, which is a part-time player. And there's a game spare. It creates a player, but it's not actually a real person. It's just for scoring purposes, just in the game. So we'll add a player. We'll just place that Todd Jones, give him a number, and we'll select his position. We'll just say he is a forward, and we'll say add. There we go. So let's find Todd. There he is. So he's been added to the roster. Now at the top, you'll see this coaches tab. If you want to roster coaches as well, you can. You can click there, and then you can just check off your coaches. And if you have permission, you can add coaches. Now that we've added our roster, we can score the game. So you can either click on the score tab link up here, or you can click continue to score on the right here. This is the scoring interface you'll be doing all of your scoring from during the game. So the first main area is this running clock area here. So there's the period, which you can adjust, and then there's the clock. So once the play starts, see the game, this is the game status where it says not started, and you can click start play, and this will start running the clock. If you want to stop the clock at all, you can just click on the button again, or you can use the spacebar key on your keyboard, and it will stop and start the clock as well. You can also click here to adjust it by seconds, and you can even just type in here too if you want. So we'll start the clock up. So the main actions of scoring are these big blue buttons right here. So for instance, if a goal occurs, let's add a goal. Then you'll select the player that scored, an assist if it's optional, so maybe we won't add one. And then it automatically knows the goalie that is in net for the other team at all times, so you don't put the goalie in. It took in the time. If you notice, it says 48, and that was the time when I clicked on the clock here when I clicked the goal button. Now you can adjust this if you like, but otherwise if it's fine, then you can just leave it and click save. Okay, so we got a goal. Let's add a foul. Similar kind of idea. We'll just select a player that fouled. Now if you want to put in the foul against, you can. It's optional who they fouled, and we'll click save. Now there are shortcut keys. So for instance, this is the home side here. This is the away side. So if I want to push H on my keyboard and then P, then that is a home penalty. So it's the same thing as clicking this button, HP. So HG for goal, HF for foul, like that. Up here on this little dotty menu, you can click here and then you click shortcuts, and it shows you the shortcut keys that you can use while scoring. So let's put in a penalty. So there's two ways to do it. You can either just click on the card here on the left, and then you can choose what the infraction by clicking on it, or let's see. So if we want a spitting, we can just type SPI, and then you can just start to type it, and then it automatically fills it in for you. So let's grab the player, and we'll click save. Next one will be a goalie save. If there's a save, goalie makes a save, you can just click the save button, or HS for goalie save. Penalty kick. So if a team is awarded a penalty kick, you can click the penalty kick button, and by default, it's the home team, because I clicked on that side. And we'll choose the shooter, and then you can say whether they scored or not. So we'll say yes. That automatically increases the goals up there. Now you'll notice these tabs across the bottom. So by default, it shows all of the plays for each team as you add them. But if you wanted to filter them, so we've added one goal, then it would show the goal, the foul we've added, the penalty we added, penalty kick. So you can filter the plays by these tabs if you like, or you can just keep it on the Alt tab and just see the plays as you add them. The most recent play appears at the top. If you want to edit the plays, you can. So for instance, the goal, maybe we realize there was a second assist, we can click on, say, 27 and click Save. And that'll save, and you notice that it was orange and then it's green, so it's automatically saved. So now if you close your browser tab down, then all of the changes are live saving as you score. There's no save button. Everything saves as you go. So let's look at these gray buttons. There's change goalie and penalty shoot. Okay, let's change goalie. So there's two ways you can change goalie. You can click on change goalie and you can select the team, and then you can put the new goalie in, which is a fine way of doing it. Or you can just click on the goalie's name and then you can select the new goalie. So either way works. In this case, there's only one goalie roster on this team, so I couldn't change it. But this team had a different goalie, so I could change it from 23 to 24 and save. Penalty shootout, so at the end of the game, if it goes into penalty kicks, you can click here and you can put in your round, and you can say the shooter. So we'll say scores, yes. Round 1, that was the home team. Here's the away team. We'll say no. The winner of a penalty shootout is automatically decided. It's automatically figured out based on the rounds, so you don't have to do anything there. And then the winning team gets awarded an extra goal for the final score. So let's go back to the game here. Okay, so up here there's a toggle full screen button. Now I'm scoring already in full screen mode, but if you were to click this, then it would take you out of full screen mode. Or if you're not in full screen mode, you can click it and go into full screen mode. It just uses your screen real estate more effectively. If you want to get to the paper game sheet to look at, you can click the game sheet from this dotty menu here, or you can click the game sheet link here. If you want to swap the sides, you notice it's home and then away. You can click here and then it goes away and then home. So you can swap the sides if you like. Let's go through the tabs at the top. So there's the details. Now you probably don't need to change any of these things, but there's like game number, regular season, exhibition of the game type, the time zone, the date and time of the game, the facility, the field it was played at. You can add officials to the game if you want. I haven't added in the system, but if your league has added officials in the system, then you could pick what type of official and then pick the official and click the add button. There's the stars, and you may not see this depending on if your league records stars or not, but you can pick the game stars if it's something that your league does. And under the notes here, there's public game notes. So these notes are public on your league's website. So you can put notes in here, everyone can see it. Or these are private game notes here, and these cannot be seen on the public website. They're for internal use only. So you'll notice at the top right here it says connected with a green circle. So this means you're connected to the internet, and all of your plays as you do them will be saved. Now for some reason you're on a bad internet connection or over Wi-Fi or something and your connection drops temporarily, you can continue to score, and what will happen is all of your plays will show up in orange. And then as soon as you get reconnected, as long as you haven't closed your browser tab, then it'll automatically initiate and start saving them and turning them green. So as long as your plays are all green, you're good to finalize out the game. Now you can to make the game final, you click the game status button here. This is the last action you want to do. So you'll change it from in progress to final. Now if you need to forfeit a game, this is how there's forfeit options in here, or if you just want to cancel a game, you can do that as well. So we'll click final. And then you'll notice it went green around final. That means it's been saved, and that's it. Now if you do need to make changes after the game to these plays, you can make changes to plays or add plays, and it's okay. You don't need to set it back to in progress, or even though it's in final, you can still make changes to the game. That's no problem. And that's it to scoring, so thanks for watching.